Hey, ladies, what's up? Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our second episode of Calm Before the Storm podcast. I am Kimberly, and we have,
Kim.
And Steph.
we are going to recap of our first episode. We have over 100 views. How you ladies feeling about that?
Woo!
Excited.
So proud.
That's
Thank you. Thank
amazing.
you
Yes,
to
yes, yes.
everyone who watched. We appreciate all your views and all your support. Thank you. Thank you.
We're going to kick today's episode off with some highs and lows of the week just to kick off the conversation. We're going to kind of go around the table today. We each brought something, some topics to talk about. So we'll just sit, chime in, and we'll kick off the conversation. So, Steph, you want to kick us off with your high and low of the week?
So my high of the week was celebrating my dad's, I'm not going to put his age out there, his birthday today. He was very excited. We went to dinner and, just around family is always good. I would say my low for the week was going to work, a real job. No, I'm joking. Actually, the low is trying to find that work-life balance. This week was a little struggle with the work-life balance and starting a new podcast and incorporating that into our daily life.
Mm-hmm.
But
I agree.
I'm adjusting pretty well, I would say.
I think we did pretty good. We handled it pretty well.
Yeah.
Kim, you want to share your highs and lows for this week?
My high for this week was starting this podcast with you ladies. It was a new adventure for all of us and just doing it and just saying, let's just get it done. And all the work we put in, that was a high. It was a fast pace, but we got it done.
Yes.
And my low, my grandmother's dog passed away. So that was like the last piece of
Sorry to
her.
hear that.
Yes, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Yeah.
My high of the week was to do with the podcast as well. All the support that we're receiving from family, friends, even strangers, like in the comments, we're seeing, just little things that we can tweak, things that we can learn from. So that was my high, just getting some feedback, knowing how we can grow and help each other out with this podcast. My low, Steph, I'm with you, girl. I have it in bold letters, struggling with juggling my work-life balance. This week, for some reason, it just seemed a little hectic. And I think it was just a little more with work. I don't know. Work was just crazy this week, but the podcast was something to look forward to. So I'm excited about this. And so we can kick off our conversation. This kind of throws us into that conversation. So the first topic we have today is women getting dressed for women. So, Steph, you want to chime in on that a little bit? Give us some backstory so we can kind of all just jump in on the conversation.
Yes. So we were talking earlier this week, and we were saying how I feel like, we go when we're going out, if we have a vacation, if we're going out to dinner, if we're doing a girls' night or going to a party, you are like, oh, I gotta run, I gotta get something to wear, I gotta get my makeup done, I gotta get my hair done, I gotta get my nails done. And at the end of the day, my husband could care less about any of those things. He's like, you have a bunch of clothes in your closet. You don't need to go buy anything else. But we don't listen. I feel like us as women, we dress for other women because you see everyone else dressed. You see other women dressed. You see them in these designer clothes and bags and this hair done, nails done. That's is for better words, I guess, the stigma that women have to have. Like, you have to be done up in social media. That's all you see, like picture perfect at all times. And in reality, it's not like that.
No, it's true.
And,
I think social media plays a big part in that because they make women feel like you have to look better than the next woman.
right.
And you have to wear all these name brands. Don't get me wrong, I love me a name brand bag, but
Yes.
but it's not always that. And I feel like if you have it, buy it. If you have the money, go ahead and buy it, splurge it on yourself. That's you. But most of these men, they don't really care.
No,
No,
They really
no.
don't care. So,
no.
and some women might say, well, I'm not doing it for a man. And that, hey, kudos to you. I give it
Mm-hmm.
high five to you. But, you know, here and there, yes. But social media plays a big part because you have these celebrities that are wearing all these name brand stuff and they have these kids that want to look up to them and they think they're making them think that they need that and they don't.
Mm-hmm.
Right, right. I feel like sometimes we we focus to you see these clips and it's literally just that. It's 10, maybe a minute in someone's
Mm-hmm.
life, but they're gonna only give you that happy 1 minute. They could have
Yep.
been arguing for the last 45 minutes, but you're gonna see that 1 minute of happiness
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
and you get that FOMO like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing
Mm-hmm.
that. Oh, I want that bag. Oh, I
Right.
want those shoes. Oh, I want, and it's like, why are we like this?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Right. And it's for me too, it's like a competition. Like, who are we really in competition with? You
Right.
know, you're your own person, look good for yourself. But when you mentioned that the women getting dressed for women, it also brought me into something because of work. You know, guys, I went into work to the office on the lovely New Jersey Transit, and I find myself in the hustle and bustle, right? Like I'm literally running to catch a train, running to the just so focused on I have to get to work, I got to get there on time, you know. So there was this woman who was decked out. And listen, she had an amazing Louis Vuitton bag and it was a nice little dress, but she was running for the train in her Louis Vuitton and it was tucked into her faja. For those of you who don't know what a faja is, it's her undergarment to keep everything together. So she did all that right in the morning because she got dressed, she put on the faja to look so good under this dress. But because she was running for the hustle bustle for these lovely jobs we have, she lost track of herself. She didn't realize her dress was in her faja. So if you took a picture in that moment, it's not perfection, right?
Right.
So all these things kind of like roll into each other, which leads us into women low key hating on other women,
Mm-hmm.
All the
right?
time.
Right. I wasn't hating on her and I wish I knew her so I could have tapped her and told her like, hey, pull the dress out the faja. But unfortunately I was running from my train too. But it it just took me there for a minute. Like, wow, we're so caught up in trying to get to these jobs and work for this, you know, person to run this business. We're losing track of ourselves. But in the same aspect, we're wearing these name brand things and these clothes to present this persona of someone or
Yes.
something. It's just like we're driving ourselves crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You
Literally.
know? Yeah. It's really crazy. But
No, I
Kim, you
agree.
wanna like jump on that women low key hating on women?
I think that it's true. Um, have I have I have been one of those women that said, I'm jealous of that person? I wouldn't say I would be jealous, but oh, okay,
Mm-hmm.
she's cute. I wish I had that at that time, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
But then, you realize that if you work hard and you do what you got to do, you can buy yourself those things.
Yeah.
So, um, or you can become your own person and you don't have to
Mm-hmm.
be like the next person.
That part.
Yes.
That part.
100%.
Be your own person. Be yourself at the end of
Yes.
So
the
I
day.
think I've come to in my 30s where I realized that, like, I think that started from like high school. High
Mm.
school was like, oh, you got the Jordans,
Yes.
everybody had the
Yes.
same Jordans. So I think it
Mm-hmm.
starts from there, and then you just carry it throughout the years, and you reach a certain age where you're happy for that person. Like, oh, yo, that's a cute bag, and you
Right.
got your own.
Or you
And
don't need it. Or you
no,
don't
you
want
don't.
it.
Right.
Like that's not
Right.
even for me.
No.
I'm not, I'm glad you into that, but I'm not
Yes.
kind of deal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not even, that sounded a little hateful, but no, I don't like certain, like if you love it, good for you, but I'm just not into that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So I think we are all guilty of it at the end of the
Yes.
day. None of us are what's the right word? Like we all do it. There's
Yeah.
not one woman,
Right.
I don't care who you are,
Right.
stop lying to yourself
Mm-hmm.
because we
Right.
all do it at some point. And even some days we slip up and still do it. Like you look at somebody, you're like, anyway, but and we don't have to do that. And I feel like sometimes it happened. I mean, I experienced it as a nurse sometimes. I mean, not
Mm.
currently. I mean, sometimes I would say I get little slick comments here and there, nothing crazy. But people, and it's the way people do it. Like
Mm.
besides people you work with, it could be your closest people to you. It could be your own family sometimes. They just say slick shit at the end of the
Right.
day. And you like, was that a backhand compliment
Right.
at
Right.
the
Or was
end?
that
Did
a
you
jab?
like which one is it?
Yeah.
You know, does anybody have any examples of
And
how
that
it's
doesn't just go for like, oh, we're wearing name brand stuff. That goes for life
Mm.
in general. It could be you got a
Yes.
house, it could be you got a new
yes.
car, it could be um you and your husband did something together. It could
Right.
be anything. And it's
Mm-hmm.
Anything.
always, I feel like in life, you're always gonna have a low-key hater, and you just gotta
Yes.
Well, if
deal
you
with it.
don't, you're not doing the right
You
thing
ain't
at the
doing
end
the
of the
job.
day. Okay. I
Right.
also feel that too. Like if you
No,
Right.
it's
ain't
true.
if you talking about me, I'm doing wonderful and I'm gonna continue to give you
Exactly.
something to talk about at the end of the day.
Amen.
So
It's true.
I'm not here for you. I'm here for me.
Yes. Right. Right. And I will say,
Period. That's how they say it, right? Period.
Period.
period. We gotta get with the times, right? And the lingo, the
We
kids' new
aging
lingo.
ourselves, people. We aging ourselves today.
Right. Sorry, sorry. But I will say, I love, how we open this up with, our highs, our lows, we're on the same page as the podcast. Even with this topic too, I saw, even if it's just acquaintances that I shared the podcast with,
Mhm.
it was the women who I was getting that like not negative feedback, but it wasn't that like support. You know what I mean? It was just you could see the light in it, and it was just almost like, oh, okay, well, well, just go ahead and take a look, like, subscribe, and share. And it's just like, oh, nice, oh, thanks. So it was like that kind of thing. Like it's three women. We're doing something for the women,
Mhm.
Mhm.
men too, but like we're speaking on behalf of women who aren't comfortable either starting these type of conversations, having these type of conversations. And I'm sharing that with you. And it was just like, oh, so I'm like, okay, this is a good little conversation to have.
Mhm.
Like you
But let
said,
it be
Kim, it's not
about
just
some
about
gossip
Mhm.
they
or
in it to win it.
something you struggling in today.
Yes, that
They
part.
all is.
Right,
All
or if
Right.
it's
is.
right, if something that is not working out for you, they like, well,
Yes.
tell me what's going on. Like,
Are
no,
you
I'm good.
okay?
I'm
Are you
good.
okay?
Nah, I'm
Do you need
good.
my help? Can I help you with that? You want me to share that for you?
Yes,
No.
yes.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna
No
share it
thanks.
anyway, but
Right. Yes, that's a huge thing for me. It's something that even with like friendships and stuff, even family, it's like, wow, the women support thing is huge. And
Mhm.
I think as you get older, you kind of learn how to do it, right? Because we're guilty of, you know, being judgmental. I can speak for myself,
Mhm.
being judgmental at times or like speaking
1,000%.
on other people's stuff, right? But with time, you learn like the more you support, you both will grow.
Mhm.
Yes.
There's going to be growth for both of you. And here's to hoping that women nowadays can get that too, but we'll see.
No, I agree. I mean, for those of you who don't know who me and Steph are, we're like blood cousins. So she has seen a lot go on in my life.
Vice versa.
Hmm.
Yep.
But you know,
And I'm that cousin that will show up.
The storm.
I made sure to put that in my Matron of Honor speech. She will show up.
Right. You will.
But um, you know, I feel like there are friends that, you have since like high school and so on, if you're lucky enough, because
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
sometimes you're not lucky enough.
Right.
And then there are people that are just your acquaintances and you just speak to them from
Mm-hmm.
afar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
so
Now,
I
question, do you feel like your acquaintances, because sometimes I feel like we meet people at work or whatever in the store, you hit it off right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
Do
mm,
you feel like sometimes that is they're more supportive or more into just whatever you're into, or just want to be a friend than the people that you've actually had in your life for a long period of time?
um it depends. It depends.
Mm-hmm.
I've had people who I worked with that I'm like close friends with,
Mm-hmm.
and they're the same as like my friends that I've known for years.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're lucky enough to
Right.
have
That
that.
part. Right.
So, and I had friends that moved away who I went to college with, and we speak to each other, and it's like we never stop speaking. And it's
Mm.
Yeah.
been years, but we
But you
can
pick up
pick up the
right where
phone
you
and
left
just
them.
speak like we spoke for
Right.
years. So, I mean, it depends, but as long as your core shows up when they're supposed to, I think that's what matters.
Mm.
So,
I agree.
I agree too. So I guess that'll like trickle into how I know you guys. So I
yes.
am the friend. So they're the cousins. I'm the friend. I met Steph. We worked at a doctor's office and we lived across the street and didn't even know we lived across the street from each other at the time. Um, and we've been friends for what, like 20, 23 years, 24 years now? It's crazy, but it's been
20,
a while,
24 years, I believe.
right?
I think we're going on 25.
Whew. So yes, I
Mhm.
am the friend. So that's how we all know each other.
Friend that
And of
became
course,
family, of course.
yes,
Yes,
of course,
yes. We grew up together, literally.
we
Like
did.
we did our prime time in the
Mm,
streets
mm-hmm.
together, partying,
Right.
all that good stuff.
Yes,
And we've been close ever since.
we have been. And we had those examples. You know, we met friends. And for me, I think it's some people are here for seasons, some people are here for reasons. That's always my theory.
Mhm.
Because you try to get past I guess the negative parts, I'll say, when friendships don't work out or things just don't
Hmm.
pan out how you want it. So I kind of have to just chuck it up as reasons and seasons. And
Hmm.
so you all are in my
And
life for a
lessons learned.
reason. There you go.
Mhm.
And everyone else drops off for their because they fulfill the season. So like you
Hmm.
said, Kim, it depends. So if you're lucky enough, we'll just keep it
Mhm.
like that. If you're lucky enough.
Yes.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I agree. It's just I've had friends that, you know, I've known for a long time. We had our
Hmm.
highs and lows. Um, but we still came out at the end. So I do cherish those friendships. I do. And then I've had people, because then they're no longer friends. I have people that are, I would just call them now haters.
You didn't even want to say
Right.
it.
Because we don't like to give those people light, but whatever.
No,
Right, right.
no, no, no.
The ones that
Right.
are always looking but act like they don't want to look.
Those.
They're there, but they,
We'll take the views. Thank you.
yes, thank
Please,
you.
please, and thank you. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
you.
Cheers to
Cheers.
you.
Thank you, thank you.
Does
So,
anybody have like a specific example that they have actually dealt with that they're willing to share? Because I know that's
Hmm.
hard. You don't want to put anybody on blast or put that
Hmm.
that relationship on blast, whatever it is.
mhm.
Right. I mean, I have a couple, but I have a couple. I just will say I'll keep it like this. Um, I've had a couple of friends who became family, or so I thought were family. And in certain situations and circumstances, it just didn't turn out that way. And I feel like I let myself down more than they did me because I held
Mm-hmm.
them at a high standard.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned during this time of them not being around that I probably held them higher than they held me.
Wow.
I won't put out who they are because it's just
Mhm.
like we don't want to give those people too much credit. Um, was it hurtful? Yes. But through prayer, meditation, and just sitting with yourself and learning and growing, instead of being so harsh and negative, I kind of took it as, you know, again, I held them higher than they held me. And that's just why it didn't work out. So they fulfilled a season. I thank them for it. And here we are. We move on.
Kept it moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I won't give this person light, but because it's kind of like a sticky situation, um, like mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
So not for me, but it just I didn't think that our friendship would have if years ago, I didn't think our friendship would be where it is today.
mhm,
There was like stuff said like, oh, you did this, you did that. And it was just like, what are you talking about? And
mm,
then it just became too much and it just it wasn't healthy. I tried to fix it, but then it just wasn't healthy for me. So I was like, I'm gonna let it go. And I feel like with my friendships, my part, I will admit to my part that I think it because sometimes we had such a big group of friends that sometimes jealousy, like, oh, why are they hanging out with that one? Why are they hanging out with that one? And
right.
it was just like, okay, girl, you're fine by yourself. And I had to learn
Hmm.
that by myself. Like, you're
Yeah.
good by yourself.
Right.
So I understand my friendships now with everyone, and I'm happy with it.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
As long as we check in on each other and we show up for functions and stuff like that, or sometimes you can't show up for a function, I understand. But as long as we check
hmm.
in, look, we all have lives, we all have husbands and kids, and so,
Yep.
life happens. So I'm fine with it. So
Hmm.
shout out to the people that really support.
Right.
Which
Do you,
they know who they are,
Yes.
Even with me saying that I'm starting this podcast, I think we surprised a lot of people when we like posted the podcast
Yes.
and
oh,
see.
definitely. I think
Hmm.
um I do think I might have offended some people at the end of
Mm,
the day because I didn't share that this was what I was gonna do.
Mm,
hmm.
Um, and it's not like, we did this with intention we weren't thinking about anybody else but
yeah.
ourselves and this podcast.
And
Right.
it was like a while. We kept
Yeah,
saying
we've
we
been
wanted.
working on this for a long time and we
Yes.
kept it quiet for a reason
Hmm.
that we can actually be here today and do it.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I feel like sometimes, you say, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Um, you get that negative energy sometimes. And I mean, and it's not, with your friends or your close people. It doesn't
Mhm.
even have to be that. It's just, I feel like sometimes you put things out in the universe and then you just said it too much and now it's just not going to work out.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
my
Hmm.
Puerto Rican self, the juju be coming out. I'm like, I can't say
That's right.
it.
Same here.
I
Yeah.
think we wanted to coddle this like a baby
Yep.
and we didn't want anybody else's input. We
Mm-mm.
we wanted it just the three of us,
Hmm.
and that's just that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Um,
feel like with us surprising everyone,
mhm,
it really showed us who was really there for us. And
Hit
so
it
1,000%.
on the
and
nose,
like
Kim.
so like the people that reached out, thank you so much for
Yep.
Absolutely.
congratulating
Yeah.
us. We
Yep,
really
Hmm.
appreciate
we
it.
do.
Um,
Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for
yes,
Right.
subscribing, for watching.
reposting everything. Thank you
Yeah.
Yes.
so much. So that showed me one, my core was still there.
Mm.
My friends from afar were still there from college and stuff. So I was happy. And I'm thankful that everyone liked the show, like what we talked about. There might have been few men that might not have liked what we talked about.
Makes me wonder,
Yes.
but I'm not going to touch on that.
Right. We won't talk about it.
No.
Me too. But cheers to those. We need those comment trolls. Thank you so
But
much for your support.
so yeah, so I feel like,
I
I'm
feel
just
like
grateful.
I noticed how small my
Mm,
circle is, how
Hmm.
tiny
Hmm.
it really is,
yeah.
how many people I could probably count on one hand.
But you're
Yeah.
okay with that
Oh, I'm perfectly fine.
because it's
Hmm.
like I think when I was in my 20s, I felt like I needed this whole group of people to like stand
Yes.
like next to
Yes.
me, and it was like, why?
Why?
Because it's fun when you're young, I
Quality.
feel like you
It
want
is.
quantity. Remember when you're young, you want, oh, I got 10 friends, I got 20 friends, oh, I got
Yep.
many people. I go out with all these girls. And in the stage that I'm in my life right now, I'm overstimulated with too many people.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't handle it. It's
What?
just like
I
it's
don't
too
like.
much going on.
Too much.
I'm not like when I was young, the phone used to be ringing all the time. I don't even want my phone to ring half the time. So
Girl.
I'm
No.
good. I'm
I'm
good.
Me
that
too.
reel. You seen that reel where they call everybody on their drive, and then
Hmm.
when they get
Yes.
home, they're not answering the phone. That's me.
Right.
Yeah, no, I'm
I wanted
fine.
to talk to you when I was driving, but now that I'm home, I don't even
Yeah,
Do
own
I
my
not
don't want
disturb.
to talk.
phone.
Or not even.
I hate the
I'd rather
phone.
text.
Me
Like me and
too.
my friends, we text.
I'm a
Yep.
talker, not a
No,
texter.
I'm a text. Like,
Oh, I'm a
because sometimes
texter.
in that moment, I might be able to talk, or I might not be able to talk. So I don't want to seem rude
Hmm.
if I don't answer the phone.
Right.
Right.
I'd rather you not answer. But don't send me the voicemail. Just let it ring. Because then
That's
I'm
true.
offended if you send it to voicemail.
Right. But
Because
I feel
really,
like texting too, you can get it all out. Just let me let it all
Yeah.
out real
see, but
quick.
Well, it
texting can
depends, because
get
texting is a little funny.
crazy. I feel
Yeah.
like texting you can read into it so wrong. You can mean
Add an
nothing by it.
emoji. Put a
Or you could
smile
do a voice
emoji.
note. You
Or
could
a
do a
voice
voice note.
note. Yes.
First of all, I'm the worst texter known to man. So I apologize to everybody who I don't answer back.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
it's not personal. I do that to every single person.
Yeah. Hmm.
She does it to me.
Me too.
I don't even answer my husband back sometimes.
Mm,
Like,
okay.
so it's just everyone. I suck at texting.
Yeah.
It's just not my thing. Call
We
me. I'll
understand.
talk to you.
Definitely.
Yes, yes. But so that I did
Whew.
notice this really shine the light on the people that really matter.
That showed up. Yes.
That
Yes.
definitely showed up. And they're gonna show up now that we mentioned
Mm-hmm.
them, but it's okay.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, y'all was talking
Right.
about me.
Did you say something about me?
Yes, we're
No.
talking about you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Right. Hey. Not you specifically, but you're kind. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
And then if the wrong person asked that question, like you weren't really
Oh.
talking about that, how do you feel about that? If like,
Ooh.
let's say the wrong person said, the wrong friend or acquaintance, whatever you want to call them, is like, I heard your podcast. I heard you talking about, people really not supporting you or like, and you wasn't even, they weren't even on your radar. I feel like for me, that's like, are you feeling some type of way that I didn't really know about?
Hmm.
I'm definitely gonna side eye
Now I'm
you.
gonna side eye it, like,
Yep. I'll side eye you, but that's a you thing, not me. So you
Right.
gotta deal with that.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
because it's like
100%.
I wasn't talking about you,
Like
but
if
I
you
guess
felt that
now
way,
it's
that's
really
you, because I talked about my main people. If you don't feel like
Right.
you're part of that list, that's not my
Right.
yeah,
We shout out the main people too, our supporters, even though we said it's a couple of fingers, but we still shouted them out.
one hand, girl,
That's it.
one hand. I,
Whew.
um
This was
but
this
then
was good
okay.
stuff.
So
Yeah.
I feel like social media also plays a part in that too.
Mm. Yep.
yes, because you have all these videos or reels, stories, whatever you call them, on these girl trips, and it's like 10 girls dressed in the same Color.
like that baddie show. No, I don't watch that. Baddies. I used to. I'm not gonna lie. I used to watch Bad Girls Club, which is like it's part of like this. It's the same people,
I
but I don't.
watched
I'm not
that.
into that
Mm-mm.
because you're promoting violence. You're
Yes.
promoting like I'm sorry, ghetto-ness,
Yes.
ratchet.
I was gonna say the
Ratchet
ratchet is
TV.
real.
Like, and
Yes.
it's
But
like,
who doesn't love rat? There's a lot of people that actually love to watch that.
Mm-hmm.
And I
but
personally don't want to watch people fighting. That just doesn't,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
Like,
turn away. I don't
if
want
it's
to watch
like
you
like the
fight.
physical fighting, I'm like, all right, if y'all like arguing, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But when it becomes physical, that's when I'm like, all the time, like, come on, what
Right.
are we
It's
doing?
just too much. Yeah.
What are we doing?
Those people are very
So
angry.
that's what gets like these young girls and guys like,
Mm-hmm.
This is how I have to be.
yes.
Right. Right.
That's like that just sparked my memory on that girl, may she rest in peace, that she went on a friendship
Yes.
to Mexico. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know her name. We'll look it
I
up
forgot her name, yeah.
and
Me too.
write it at the bottom of our thing. But
Yes.
that she went away with her close friends and they killed her.
Hmm.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
And allegedly got away with it.
Hmm.
Right. Right.
I mean, there is video out there of them
Mm-hmm.
counting her out,
Yeah.
but
Right.
still allegedly. But
Mm-hmm.
that and those were your people. Like you felt safe enough to go on a vacation and share a room
Hmm.
Yes.
with these people. That's that low key hate right there that you didn't even know was happening.
That's
Hmm.
right. That's
That's
right.
insane. Her parents were even comfortable letting her go, her boyfriend
Mm-hmm.
with these people, and she didn't come back.
That low key hate. That's why I don't have social media.
That's insane to me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
how you hate on somebody that bad?
Right.
Like, what is it that you really go do it yourself? If you want to do what I'm doing, just do it or ask
Hmm.
me. And maybe
Hmm.
I could just
Mm,
tell you.
right. It's
Right.
that
Because
competition
there's
thing
enough
again,
for
too.
everybody.
Competition
Yes. It's the
all
There's
the
enough for
time.
competition. Why are we,
everybody.
who are we in competition with and why? You're you, I'm me. I could never be like Steph. I could never be like Kim. I could only be Kimberly. Who are we really in competition with? And why? Why?
I think there's always competition.
There's always
Always.
Yeah.
in life there's gonna be
Yes.
competition because
I mean,
someone.
there's healthy competition. You got some of your people that's helping you grow, right? Some
Yeah.
healthy competition. But
Right.
the side I compete in, not okay.
Hmm.
Mm-mm.
Not okay at all. And I
Yeah.
think it and these young girls fall into these groups and they wanna be a part of the group so bad. That's like my kids, they're in high school and they have these issues sometimes, had these
Mm-hmm.
issues. They don't have them right now, but they've had friends and it's just hate, literally causing the drama. Like we'll call them and be like, hello, this girl said something about you. You should call her right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then come to find out nobody said anything. You just stirring a pot
Right.
because you want to see, because you're jealous, because you want to,
Hmm.
what is it?
Them pot stirs, girl. Mm.
There's a lot of pot stirrers in this.
Whew. Yeah. Yeah.
I just don't understand because it's like if you could win, I could win. There's more than
Mm-hmm.
one billionaire in this world. There's more than one billionaire in this world. And everybody just trying to get money. So we're all trying to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they sell one bag in a store just for the best person in the world. They selling it, so many of them. You go to high school, what, you want that man, you want that kid? You're not even gonna remember him when you go to freaking college. So, so
Unless you
it's like
lucky and you marry a high school sweetheart,
I
but
that's
mean,
different. But that's good. But
sometimes.
those type of relationships, they've been like together since like their whole high school. Like nobody knows, don't mess with that couple because
yeah,
Right.
they ain't gonna break up.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Or they might and still, but they be riding it out.
Yeah.
Yes, they find their way back.
Yes, they find their way back.
Yep.
But
I just feel like it's just I just don't get it. But like we said in the beginning, we've had our sh fair shares of being just a tad bit jealous at times.
oh,
Yeah.
a thousand
And
percent.
it's just when do you stop?
Right.
Well, you have to be grown to do that.
No,
Hmm.
yeah. Well,
No,
no,
I
because
take that back.
there's young girls
I
that
I take it back. You have to be confident in yourself
yes.
Yes.
and have high self-esteem.
Because there's
Correct.
young girls out there that are like,
I
girl,
don't have
They
time for
don't,
that.
right. They don't see nothing else but them.
mm-hmm.
Right. I don't have
Yep.
time for that.
No.
But there's some they don't have that core, like that
Hmm.
self-esteem, that confidence in themselves, so they fall into the trap.
Yep.
So I think it's hard being a lady. I mean, it's hard being anyone in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then you just trying to navigate your own life, and then you have
Hmm.
all the other things kind of dumping in, and sometimes people take things the wrong way. You didn't even mean it like that, and it's just like, just come talk to me.
But like I think because when we was younger, we didn't have social media. So social media has took it up a
Yes.
extra level that
Mhm.
it's
Hmm.
like we're recording fights
Right.
where
That's insane to me.
you know
That
what I mean?
blows
Like
my mind.
so it's like social media is very addicting,
Oh, yes.
but if we didn't have it, I don't think a lot of what's going on in this world today, I don't think would be happening.
100%. I could agree
Yes.
with that statement.
It causes so much. I mean, like, some of these kids are committing suicide, even adults just committing suicide because they watching it. So many people have gone into therapy
Yep.
because of just watching little snippets
Hmm.
of somebody's happy moment in life.
Their
Mm-hmm.
happy moment. I'm telling you, that's why I disconnected from social media. I was driving home. I had came back from South Carolina and I heard on the radio, it was a lawyer office. And on the commercial, it was like, if you feel like you want to commit suicide or you've fallen into like eating disorders because of Instagram. When
Mm-hmm.
I heard that, I was like, this is like people who have drug addiction, people
Mm-hmm.
who are alcoholics. Like, this is a legit lawyer's office putting this
Right.
on airplay for
Mm-hmm.
people who are legitimately suffering with this stuff. And I'm like, I need to get off of it because it's so toxic. But in retrospect, the people who I'm friends with, right? Because a lot of well, my kid, because she's 18, it's the likes. The likes and the views is what they live off
Yes.
of. The
Mm-hmm.
likes and the views. And it's like, come on, there's more to life. So for me, it's like, I don't want you to just see that snippet and think you know my life.
Right.
Right.
If you're my support, falls back into that, you're going to call me. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
Kim, what's going on? And I could tell you on, again, one hand,
Mm-hmm.
my social media friends who have reached
Mm-hmm.
out to be like, oh my God, I haven't seen you on social media. How are you in the family?
Mm-hmm.
Conversation or text,
Right. Right.
Right.
Right.
not off that one photo you saw on social media.
Right.
Right.
And I just had to come off of it because it is addicting, it's
Mm-hmm.
toxic, and
Mm-hmm.
it sets a standard that you will never be able to live up to. These kids with the expectations on social media, and just people, not just kids,
Yeah.
even
Yes.
adults,
Yes.
it's
Mm-hmm.
insane. Insane.
Yeah.
It is too much. I feel like you you start scrolling and you're in the zone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You need a break. Like, you need somebody to say, hey, okay, let's do something else now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like,
No,
let's
it's
check
true.
in,
It's
let's tap
true.
in.
I feel like it's and then sometimes you have these kids that's all that they do all day is just be on there. So
Yes.
it's like that's when I said, okay, yeah, this is addicting.
Hmm.
And I mean it's great for promotion, for
Yes.
businesses.
Definitely
But
so.
it also has its downfall mentally,
Yes.
Hmm.
with, showing I mean, they're showing killings of like anybody, and I'm like,
Yes.
all right, that's a bit too much. Or I just saw in the news they was jumping this kid, and this teacher came and just hovered over him to protect him. Like I'm
Right.
like, why?
And
Like,
that's crazy to me that, when we were growing up, you wouldn't fight an adult. You wouldn't.
No.
Your mama would whip your ass. Forget your mother.
Oh,
The person in the
man.
street was gonna whip your ass,
Correct.
and then take you to your mother
Right.
and be like, "This is what she did,"
Right.
and your mother would be fine with it because
Right.
it takes a village. Now, you can't come at these. They be ready to beat you. Like, no, no,
Mhm.
no. You got to stay
Yep.
quiet.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Which is
so like
scary.
I think our whole main thing is social media plays a big part of
Yep.
everything, and you know, that's just what life is. Um, Obviously they thinking about banning TikTok,
Hmm.
but it's just it's just sad that social media is controlling how women look at women, how
Yep.
men look at women, how kids want to fight just because they see like these girls fighting on this show. And it's just like
Hmm.
we didn't have that back in the day. Don't get me wrong, people was
Hmm.
fighting, but
Right.
it wasn't
One, you
like
wasn't getting caught.
right, you wouldn't get caught, but it wouldn't be to like what it is now. I feel like crime is definitely up now that
Hmm.
social media has been out, you know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Yep.
So, and it's just not crime, fighting, it's just it plays a big part in our lives now. It literally took over. Like, what do
Yep.
we have?
Yes.
MySpace?
Right. We had
Yes.
MySpace.
And you couldn't even like post, can you post videos? No, because you wasn't,
No, it was just word. You could post
yeah,
pictures, right?
you could
No,
post
you
Pictures.
had to
pictures.
do
Yeah.
your
Yes,
background,
Yes.
put music on it.
yes.
Music. Right.
We
So
That's
it's
what we had.
different.
OGs. Yes,
You would say
we
your
are old.
feelings, or you would say, "Oh, I'm
Yes.
going to the club with my girls." And it's not
Right.
like how it is now. Now it's just
No.
like you got to be extra. You got to show so much. I'm just like,
That brings me to a question of, with social media and men and women looking at, each other.
mhm.
All these BBLs that we got going on. I saw one today, and
It's rough.
I'm gonna be honest. I wanted one back in the day when they first started
Mm.
coming out, but now I'm too scared of surgery, and I'd rather just go to the gym, honestly. But
Right.
to each his own, and I'm not. If that's for you, then more power to
Right.
you. I just personally am a chicken, and I can't. I'm not dealing with the pain. No, thank you.
So they had
But
this girl. Yeah, this girl on social media. She be doing cooking videos too. And so she has like this really snatched body. I guess she's coming out with like a clothing line or something of hers. And like her stomach was super flat, but her
Mm.
butt was like huge. So people was like, "Oh, you got a BBL, blah blah blah." And she was like, "No, I didn't get no BBL. I didn't get no injections, nothing. Like I worked this in the gym." So people
Mm.
like, "How? You eat like, because when she eats, she be eating like she be cooking
fattening
like
food and stuff.
fried food and stuff like that."
Hmm.
And she was like, "No, but y'all not seeing me go to the gym like 3 times a day every day. You're
Right.
not seeing this." So like, do you think it's possible that she could do that in the gym?
What, with eating how she eats?
Yeah.
It's hard to tell because, like I said before, it's a snippet in her life. Like, she's
Hmm.
showing you that one moment of that meal,
Mm.
whatever she's doing.
Right.
Is
So you're
she
not
Right.
seeing if she's actually finishing the whole thing.
exactly? If she's finishing the whole
Right.
thing, clearly it works for her, whatever she's doing. I don't know. I
Hmm.
haven't seen this. So this is what makes her livelihood. So she's gonna continue to do it.
Right.
Um, do I believe that somebody could go to the gym 3 times a day? I could barely get there once, so more power to you. So that's a little
I mean, she
sus,
said like
you know.
she was always been slim, so it's not
Mm.
hard for her to lose the weight.
At a certain age, it gets a little difficult. But
Just a tad.
but you never know. Maybe that's just her body type.
Hmm.
You don't know. In my opinion, I feel like if you get a BBL, just you decided to actually go do that
Own
surgery,
it.
own it.
That's up to
Own
you.
it.
Yeah.
Yes, I went and got it. Nowadays, these men getting their hair
Yeah, the
implant,
hairline done, yeah.
and it looks like they just put a whole tape right here. That's okay. Why can't your little BBL be all
Right.
right?
Right. Do you?
Do you be exactly? Do you?
I think it's attainable though. You can do it.
I
You
do.
can. I do think it's attainable. But, like you said, just stand in your truth. If you did it, you did it. Who cares? That you want us to see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here we go, social media. You put it
Mm-hmm.
on social media for the world to see. Just stay in your truth. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't be on a plane with my butt in
I
the
know when they be
no run.
showing the people.
Yeah. On the little donuts or what are they called? I couldn't do it either.
No, they be sitting with their knees looking at the person
Yes.
behind them like, hello.
Can do it. More power to you all. I'm scared too. Anesthesia, you know,
Pain. I don't want none of
the
it.
people who have died, after surgery because the body just goes through shock. I'm not willing to take that chance. So more
Mhm.
power to all of you that
So,
do.
like, so many women have gotten BBL. Like, there's
Hmm.
more fake butts than real butts, I feel, in these streets.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And when I ask men, do they like, then none of them like it.
No, no,
This
they
goes back
don't.
to women doing things
For
for women.
women.
I mean, yes, you do it for yourself because you're insecure about
Right.
yourself and you feel like
Something. Right.
this is going to help me, or maybe you're not
Hmm.
insecure, you just want, this is what you're looking for.
Right.
But it ain't for the men. And I feel like they do it and they put it up on social media and it comes off like it's for a man or like, to get
Some
Mm.
this
men, I'm not,
attention.
because there are some men that are like, yeah, they
I
want to
like
see
it.
the big butt.
They
So,
drool over it. Right.
But
mhm.
it ain't real. Does it feel? I've never felt one,
I
so I
never
don't
felt one either. Like, is it
It
hard?
it
Like,
it feels a little hard.
Here we go.
I don't
She
know.
felt one.
I'm the massage therapist of the crew, guys.
oh,
Remember, so
right.
they come to
Forgot.
me because you got to get massage
Mhm.
afterwards. So I
Yeah.
mean, it feels like rubbery. Like you could smack it and it bounce back. That's what it feels like. I've not smacked it, but that's what it feels like. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's like a ball.
y- yeah, legit. It feels like you just smack it and it bounce you right back. Like there's no like, that real ass smack.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like a
No.
bing and you bounce back real quick. It's that little hardness.
See, I don't know.
I don't
I was
know.
like, how do you? I just couldn't do it.
And then what
It's
if it
just,
doesn't come out right? Because there are
I've seen
girls
a
that
lot of
don't.
those.
A lot of them don't. That's the part for me. It's like, what did you really go there expecting? Like, but
I
I
mean,
don't
you
know.
hope for the best, like that they, can do.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I also feel like nothing on your body is symmetrical. Like your body,
No,
nothing on your body is even. Everything
right.
is, you know. So now you got this perfectly round ass,
Mhm.
and then you got your little skinny legs. that that doesn't. You
No.
can't lie now and say that it's yours.
Mhm.
Right, right. I don't know.
I mean, it is yours because you paid for it.
You paid for it,
However,
right?
it's I don't. I guess to each his own. I'm not. I'll
I hope
support you if you want to go do
that's
it.
that's what I was
I'll
Right,
be
just
your
gonna
nurse,
right. If
say.
there are
but
people
I
that we
am
know, of
not.
course we're gonna support you. We'll
I'm gonna
take you
support
to it.
you.
But
Yes,
but
I'll bring
First,
it
I'm
girl,
gonna
up.
ask you: is this something you really need to do, and why?
Right.
Because there are so many risks to
Mm-hmm.
doing surgery. Period. Like when you go in for surgery for things that you have to do, that you have no option, there's a risk. So now you're
Mm-hmm.
choosing to do something electively
mhm.
to
Mm-hmm.
appease others or maybe yourself in your mind. You feel like your body's not the way you need it. You put in
Right.
your so many women have died
No,
from
for
Yes.
real. It's true.
be confident in yourself. Look, you flat. I'm a flatty. Oh well. You don't like it, don't
Confidence.
look at it.
Right. That
You ain't got to
confidence.
touch it. It's okay.
But then there's also the women that they'll do it and then they'll continue to do it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I
That
want
part.
bigger boobs. Like, you want more. Like, they don't know how to stop. It becomes addicting to them too.
Right.
I don't know how
Like
they
the
do
ones
it.
that get like the big mango
Mm-hmm.
jugs and the big, it's like it don't match, but hey,
Feel
Just be
yourself.
comfortable with you and who
You,
you
you,
are.
you,
That's all we're
you.
trying to
Right.
say.
That's it.
yes.
That's it.
Don't
Don't
be
follow
don't
social
be
media.
something, or don't try to be something for someone else. Just try to be good for you.
That's
You were
it.
made this way.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
This is how you were
Right.
made. Let's not alter it.
Yep.
No.
All right. So every week we're going to come to you with a new quote for the week. This week we have, remember what's in front of you is bigger than what's behind you.
Mm,
So that's a good quote,
it
which
is.
is also good for just saying, like, you might feel jealous today, but tomorrow you're going to wake up and you're going to love yourself even more, and you're not even going to worry about the next person.
Or you
Right.
overthink it's something that happened 2 weeks ago, a month
Mm-hmm.
ago, yesterday,
Yep.
tomorrow,
Tomorrow's a new
it
day.
doesn't matter.
Tomorrow's a
That's
new
it.
day, and that's every day before I go to sleep, every night, I think tomorrow's going to be a new day and we're going to start it on a better foot.
Right. It's a clean slate.
So
All right.
thank you for listening to us.
Mm-hmm.
Please like, share, subscribe on
Mm-hmm.
all our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Please subscribe at YouTube to watch us.
That's
Um,
right.
and we'll see you next week.
Yes, we'll
See you
see you next
then.
week. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.